can't say it enough. I'm never giving it up. I just love it so much. I love fishing. Man, I love fishing. I can't say it enough. I'm never giving it up. I just love it so much. I love fishing. Man, I love fishing. That's just what I do. I can't say it enough. I'm never giving it up. I just love it so much. I love fishing. Man, I love fishing. That's just what I do.
From deep in the heart of Southeast Louisiana, it's the Best of the Outdoors podcast, brought to you by Texas Fish and Game Magazine, the voice of the Texas outdoor nation. I'm your humble host, Dustin Von Warnke, joined by a roundtable of gentlemen. I've got
John Pisa,
Zach Brown,
Dennis Bro.
Got to write all y'all's names down to put in the show notes, so hopefully y'all are okay with that. So
good luck spelling his name.
No, Dennis Bro's not that bad.
He's a bit short, man.
It's very Cajun. That's all. So anyway,
isn't this a square table, anyways, instead of a round?
It's
table?
a round table discussion at a square table.
Okay,
it's more of a rectangular table, to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
So
okay,
that's good.
Texas
all right.
education.
Confluence Riders event, 3rd annual, right, Dennis?
3rd annual.
This is my 3rd annual. I've been at this event, and lots of fun. And we've not fished today because it has been cold. Yesterday it was wet, and it has just been rough
windy.
fishing with windy. That's the main thing. Is the main one. 35 to 40 today, right?
35 to 40s.
All right, so folks, I've done 2 hunting shows back to back. It's time for some fishing stuff. So I'm going to be recording a few of these these podcasts that I'm going to be basically doing. And dripping these out to you guys as we go through time, and this has been a lot of fun. We learned a lot about products today. John's owner of Home Run Charters, who's hosting this event, and obviously Confluence is hosting the event, but John's hosting us. And tell us a little bit about your background. Nobody's ever heard from you before, John, on this show, so I wanted to at least get a little background on you. You two have been on before, so.
Yep.
Second rate.
No, I did not mean second rate. That's not what I meant. John, tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I started down here in Venice probably 7 years ago, and we opened a company about 5 or 6 years ago. And we have offshore, inshore, we do duck hunting, and we have a lodge that can sleep up to about 24 people.
We're in one of the lodges right now.
Yes.
Right? It's a nice lodge.
Yep.
You've got some interesting stuff. Got TVs, you got couches, you got, cool
pretty much everything
and,
you need.
Yeah.
We're on the water, so.
On the water, so you just jump on the boat from your dock.
Yep.
And you're ready to roll. No, this is really cool. So the offshore stuff, your boats are serious.
Yes.
I mean, they've got some stuff docked, so yeah.
We got 2 36 yellowfins and a 42 conch.
And you got what, triple?
We got triples on the 36 yellowfins, 350 mercuries, and quads on the 42.
Dennis, we don't talk enough about offshore on this show. Yeah. I'd like to work more of that in the future with the stuff that Frontier's doing. So, sure. That's just so offshore is like tuna.
Tuna, that most people come to Venice for tuna, but we pretty much catch everything: grouper, snapper, cobia, wahoo.
All this background noise. It's all good. This is all authentic.
It's real.
No, it's real. It's real.
It kind of just, depends on the different time of year. What we, the summertime, we'll have mahis, snapper. We'll do mangroves, red snapper when it's in season, amberjack.
Cool. That's cool. And inshore, you're talking redfish, speckled trout,
flounder,
drum. Okay, cool. All right.
Bass.
Yep, because you've got some brackish going on. And so this is as far, guys that are listening to this that don't know where Venice is. This is as far southeast as you go without getting wet.
Yeah, you can go here all in one day. You can catch a bass, a catfish, redfish, speckled trout, and a tuna within 7 miles of each other.
And here's the thing before we dive into the products and everything like that. Everybody in Louisiana that I've fished with before laughs at me because that we clean sail cats, as they call them in Florida, or gaff top, as we call them in Texas. I realized finally on one of the events here that the reason is because the fishing is so good here. You don't need to eat catfish.
Yeah, we don't eat any kind of saltwater catfish here. Or mullets.
Yeah.
The looks I got the first time I fished Louisiana, this part of Louisiana, that I wanted to keep a gaff top, they looked at me like I ran over somebody's dog.
Yeah, some people say they're good, but I've never tried one in my life.
Oh my God.
Way too many other things to eat than a gaff top.
And that's the reason why. It finally makes sense to me. So there you go. But so let's talk product real quick. Zach, you're here for Garmin. You showed some awesome stuff today with this new trolling motor that you've got with the sonar, with all the different things. Give us some insight here.
Yeah, no, we're excited. We finally started shipping the Force trolling motor. We won Best of Show at ICAST. I finally got my display. That shows you how excited everybody's been. Literally, this was the first event I got to unbox it. I was like reading the instructions during setup. It was pretty interesting.
I helped you lift that thing.
Hey, you know what?
I mean, I'm a team player is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, no. It was good. I just feel bad for John's steps. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, John, your steps got a little beat up when we were dragging it up.
But no. It's really cool. It's just cool to see the advancements and how technology is changing literally everything we do. I mean, me and John were talking about the inReach earlier about how, how you can communicate to your family or drop breadcrumbs offshore. Or they know where you're at. I mean, this is the land of no cell phone coverage down here. And It's a huge... communication's such a big deal down here, whether it's an emergency or it's just daily life or whatever. It's just the fight of Venice sometimes. Hey, D-bro, that tree keeps bugging you, huh?
Yeah, it's all right.
Sorry, I put you back in the corner. Bad D-bro.
Yeah. But no, I mean, it's really cool. And the cool thing is, this is some of the very few times of the year that all the brands can get together and the different groups and we all talk about writing things or, different product segments or customers or whatever. And it's really, really cool to see all the different brands that came, that not just Garmin. I mean, there's a whole list of them that Dennis will go over that's just excited to be a part of the event, which is really, really nice to be around those people.
And what we do here at these events is editorial, is basically, and publishers and everything that podcasters and everything that we do on the media is basically cover, what's new, what's hot, what's going to help people catch more fish, what's going to help people, enjoy more time on the water and have more, opportunity to, to do what they do better in the outdoors. People keep walking in and stuff, and everybody's kind of laughing. So anyway, this is authentic, guys. This is real, unscripted life, the way that this podcast rolls. So it's the way it's always been. So thank you for telling me about Garmin. That's good. I mean, really cool stuff that you guys have. And congratulations on the Best in Show. I meant to say that on the show, too.
I'll take it, but I didn't really have that much to do with it. I just get to sell cool products.
You represent
I appreciate
the company,
I appreciate that. Yeah, I appreciate it. It goes back to what we can do with technology. I mean, it's unlimited with what. I mean, we've got new mapping coming out. We've got new trolling motors. We've got new units. We've got new transducers. We've got a bunch of new stuff, and it's kind of hard to keep up with. And everybody looks at me and they're like, how do you remember all this stuff? And I go, man, it's only one line to remember.
That's right. You don't have 15 of them like Debro has here. 24 of them. Yeah, exactly. So
I think this is the only media event where there's two ICAST Best of Show products here.
Yeah, probably.
That's good.
In the same room where they actually want to talk to each other.
Yeah. We've got the Bubba 110 electric fillet knife.
Yep.
And we've got the Garmin Force trolling motor. All the same event. That's pretty cool.
Yep.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
And LiveScope. It won Best of Show last year, too.
We're racking them up, baby.
Yeah,
baby. That's awesome. Well, and that's the thing that I've always said in fishing, and as it relates to fishing, it relates to hunting too, because we talk about both of those things in the show. But the main thing that I showcase to our listeners is that this keeps getting better, and it's the best that it's ever been already.
Is that good or bad?
As I said, this is unscripted.
You okay?
Everything all right?
Sorry, guys. Technical difficulties.
Technical difficulties, but and everybody heard that on the microphone too.
That was like.
I really, but that's the thing. My whole point is that it continues to get better as far as the innovations, the technology, the everything that goes into what we do in the outdoors. These companies that are here make it so much better, So, but John's going to go clean up that mess. So, all right, that's cool, John. Thanks for introducing yourself.
Go upstairs.
Okay. All right, cool, good deal. All right, so the rest of you guys. So, D-Bro, Zach.
Upstairs.
I
think.
The rest of the companies that are here, Z-Man, we're representing.
We got Z-Man, Akuma, Spro, Gamakatsu, Rundens, Ex Officio, Darn Tough Socks,
Marmot
outerwear,
Bubba.
How can I forget Bubba, Nomad Designs,
Spro. Oh, God, there's Nomad Designs, yeah.
Flying Fisherman sunglasses,
Garmin,
of course, and Arctic Ice.
Yep, Arctic Ice. Yep.
Camp Chef with the griddle.
Yeti.
Yeti. Yeti. How you feel about Yeti?
Yeah. Yeti's one of our magazine sponsors, so they're a big deal to us.
Yeah,
too.
so it's cool to be able to bring, this idea came to us 3 years ago. And
over 3 years ago now. We had our first event 3 years ago.
And honestly, people thought we were crazy as reps to put this event on because it's a lot of work. It's physically, mentally, emotionally a lot of work to pull this off, especially when you pull it off 2 hours from New Orleans.
Right.
So it's not like you could just run down the street and grab, a loaf of bread.
It's like no man's land down here.
It's no man's land.
Yeah.
Like you run up the street to try to find cell coverage, not find groceries.
But that's the beauty of the event too. That's the double-edged sword that we talked
about. Hey, Nicole, come here.
Come in, get into the podcast.
This is kind of various guests today.
Is this guest number 5 for this podcast?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh,
well, guest number. Well, yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
Do you need some fingers to count with?
Cool.
So the thing about it was, as reps, how can we link up the factories we work for,
sure,
the publications in our region and outside of our region? Because we've got other Carolina sports, and we've got some others out there. But how can we link everybody in one place? And that's the name Confluence. It's where 2 bodies of water meet. That's how we came up with it, and it's how do we bring all these different people into one place, and get everybody to communicate and grow these brands, grow these publications.
So
it's wild to be able to pull it off.
Well, and good kudos for you guys for doing it. We really appreciate it. It's people that enjoy this. You know,
for sure.
So, who's all here? We have Texas Saltwater Magazine. We have myself,
Texas Saltwater Fishing, Texas Fish and Game, Louisiana Sportsman, Mississippi Sportsman, Carolina Sportsman, Texas Saltwater,
Saltwater Angler,
Texas Saltwater Angler.
Out of Texas, yeah.
We've got Todd Masson with Marshman Masson. We've got Martian Bayou Magazine. The list goes on and on. And we have Nicole.
Hi, Nicole.
Nicole.
Hello.
Tell us a little bit about yourself. Give us your name and how they find you on Instagram and YouTube first.
Okay, well, my name's Nicole, and I go by Nicole Spence. You can find me on Instagram, Nicole, Nicole, and SPENC.
Underscore in between, right?
For Instagram and for YouTube, it's just Nicole Spence. So basically, I'm a...
It's okay.
A little bit of an influencer for some brands. Like Bubba Blade is one of my big sponsors, and Salt Life, and I travel around, do a lot of fishing, hunting, diving.
Sure.
I'm kind of a public figure influencer for the outdoors, women of outdoors. I just try to inspire, other women, I guess, to get outdoors, because I feel like women are a little bit intimidated by the fact that, I can't do that.
It's a male-dominated sport.
Yeah, I mean, guys, I live in Venice, Louisiana. Like, this is all men.
Right,
and
right. It's a little intimidating, I'm sure, if you, Yeah,
it's intimidating at first, but...
At first is what I mean,
And it is. I get... Oh my God, they give me a hard time every single day. You guys saw last night. We had captains come over and sit by the fire and just be like, I don't know how Nicole deals with it. All these guys down here are always giving her a hard time. Always, so it is what it is, but it's good. I mean, I enjoy it. I enjoy what I do, and I love it. And along the way, I've opened a bed and breakfast. And this bed and breakfast is, there is no bed and breakfast without Nicole, because I go in and I cook their breakfast. I make their lunches, get everything packed up and send them on their charter. And, I go back home and get their dinner prepared. So then when they come in, they text me and they're like, we got these 200-pound yellowfin tuna and a swordfish, and
Right.
this is sportsman's paradise. Like
Right.
they can do whatever they want. They want to go fly fishing, they want to go inshore fishing, get redfish, trout, sheephead, you name it.
Right.
Triple tail of a lifetime. I mean, that's what the bed and breakfast is all about. It's all about like convenience. I'm partnered up with 14 houseboats down here, and they basically show up with their alcohol, and I handle the rest.
You handle the food and everything like that. Yeah.
Everything.
That's
I mean, even their charters. If they don't have a charter lined up, I do that as well.
That's cool. And it's called Nicole's Bed and Breakfast. Is that right?
I call it Nicole's Fishing Bed and Breakfast,
Okay,
just
cool.
because it is fishing. But like,
I just
now
saw your card. Your business card. Is it?
we're getting into hunting though. Like
cool.
now we got hog hunts, duck hunt. I mean, duck season just opened last Saturday, so we got duck hunts, we got gator hunts. There's even deer. We're traveling around the marshes. There's deer. So the sky's the limit with this, guys. If you want to come down here and do whatever you want to do, I look at it this way: contact us and let me know, and I'll set it up for you, because we're partnered up with different lodging,
Sure.
charters, guides. All kinds of different services, and that's really what it's all about. So you come down here and you go on a trip of a lifetime. Sportsman's Paradise, Venice, Louisiana. It's amazing.
It's awesome. It's really awesome.
Yeah, and I can't stress enough, there's a mystique of this place.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It's,
It's not for everybody. If you don't like the water, if you don't like the outdoors,
Yeah.
we
crazy
you don't
about
belong
fishing.
here.
do
so
not come
go back.
down here. It's not for you.
Yeah.
Or if you're highly allergic to fish, I don't recommend.
I think most
coming.
people listening to this podcast are not allergic to fish, but yeah.
But no, there's a mystique around Venice, Louisiana. It's tuna town.
It is tuna
It's
town.
where
It's the best
memories
fishing in the
are
world.
made. It is. I mean,
You
got.
can't catch a 200-pound yellowfin tuna and a swordfish in one day anywhere else in the world.
Oh, then go catch a redfish and then a bass.
And then,
Yeah.
you really could go catch a bass and a triple tail and,
Right.
redfish, a
Do it
bull
all.
red.
All in the same day.
All in the same day.
Yep.
You really could if you really wanted to. Yes, you
And-
could.
right.
Absolutely. And, hey guys, by the way, we're going to fillet up your fish and we're going to cook it for dinner as well.
Right.
While
Right.
you're at it.
And
It's
the
awesome.
thing that's amazing about where you came from Florida.
I did.
And that's like the mecca of all fishing, but
Fishing-
you still came to Louisiana and
So fishing in Florida is amazing. I mean, we have different types of fish like that we don't have over here, like snook, for instance.
Right.
We have in Florida. We don't have in Venice. Fishing in Florida is awesome, but coming to Venice is there's just so many different fishery,
Right.
and you can hit them all. Yeah, you might get lucky and hit them all in one day, or
Yeah, like a
just
true slam, like
come.
a mega slam.
I mean, really come
That's
down
what we
for
need to do next year. We need to do a bass,
Yeah.
But brackish.
redfish,
Can I sign up for that right now before you go any further?
Yeah.
I'm in. Like
Yeah.
whatever
Sign
those.
bass,
me up.
redfish.
Yeah.
No, there's a
Flounder.
little pond around here that has like really big bass.
We can go right out here in the
And
marina.
You can go in the marina.
You can go in the
Yeah.
marina and you can catch bass.
You can.
You
love
can
swear.
catch 3-pound bass in the marina all
You really
day.
can all day
You
long.
know?
You know, the coolest thing
It's
about
amazing.
Venice is like you can be anywhere at any trade show, at any event, and you can say Venice, and everybody closes their eyes and they instantly see the road, they instantly see the marina.
Highway 23,
They instantly know Highway 23 and going over the levee. They
Down the
instantly,
road.
they instantly know everything, and it's like, and that's what's so cool. It just brings everybody back to one central point, and these are memories that we'll never forget. You know, coming down here, even if the weather is horrible, which by the way, it's blowing like 35 miles
Today's
an hour.
horrible, guys.
Yeah.
It's so cold. I'm. If you could see me right now, you'd laugh. I'm like
Great,
all bundled
great
up.
for podcasting.
I have like
Yeah.
5 layers on.
Luckily they can.
So,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
it's cold.
Even
it's
the
blowing.
even the worst
freezing.
of times. You know, we were over here. We've got 2 solo stoves. We put that plug in there for them. Maybe they'll.
They will solo stove.
Maybe
yeah.
they'll return your email.
Maybe they return my email and not charge me full price.
Solo stove. Yeah,
But
please
we
send this
literally,
podcast to them. Yeah.
we literally have, I think every person that's in Venice Marina, like they were like moths to a light.
Yeah.
Like, ooh, fire,
Yeah,
fire, and they're
They're
all
people.
over here.
They're
Yeah,
people.
and just like everyone's just hanging out, talking, telling stories, and
It's awesome.
Having a good time.
Look at the guides last night. They were just like over there at their camp, and they saw us over the balcony. They kind of second guessed it, and they had a couple drinks. They're like, "Oh my gosh, there's people over there."
Yeah.
You know, sure enough, we got lights and fire, and so they came over.
Yeah,
You know, and
fire.
hung out with us
Fire,
and
man.
fire,
Fire.
drinks,
Yep.
people.
I don't. I'll be honest with you, Nicole. I don't have a ton of women on the podcast, but you've been a breath of fresh air because.
Well, hi guys.
Yeah, because you're about this culture. It's not just about about it's not just about guys doing guy things and tough and everything like that. It's about very attractive women, if I can say that on this podcast.
Well, thank you. They can't see me, but
doing great things.
Every guy is Google searching this right now. You can hear keyboards clicking away.
guys,
Wait a
look
minute.
me up, follow me.
Like.
You have something like almost 300,000 Instagram followers, something like that.
Just
right?
about, guys. We're about to hit it. Yeah.
And almost 100,000 YouTubers.
What are you giving away at 400? You got to be giving away something cool at 400.
A trip to Venice.
A trip to Venice.
And Nicole's Fishing Bed and Breakfast.
Are we on to something, boys? Are we on to something? Yeah, that's the thing. Like, honestly, I know I'm a woman, and that's why I really try to hit home run with this. Like,
home run, get it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Guys,
another
we
play.
We are staying at Home Run Lodge right now.
But I told her last night, she is invested. She just bought a house in Venice.
I did, yeah.
So she's not here just to rent a
I'm
couple
from
of
Florida. I
houseboats.
have no friends, no family. This is what I do, and I do it by myself. And I have to say, it is really hard, but at the end of the day, I love it. Like,
cool.
this is awesome.
I just think it's unique. It's kind of like a diamond in the rough. I mean, if you excuse that expression.
I like that. That's awesome.
But
Maybe
it
that'll
really
be my
is.
next
It's just
caption,
something.
guys.
It's something like
Diamond in the rough.
Yeah, diamond in the rough. That's right.
Well, no, it's.
Hashtag.
I mean, you go to places like Florida, and you've got this beautiful, blue water right there, and sandy beaches and a marina, and it's you literally run a couple miles and you're fishing.
I grew up on
Here-
the beach too.
Yeah,
I mean, right on the beach.
But
That's
here it's
my
like,
backyard.
I think people they have this grand vision of Venice, Louisiana. They make that drive. They go down the road, as we say. You get here and they're like, holy.
There's nothing down here.
It's nothing but petroleum.
Yeah.
It's the oil
Refineries
industry.
and stuff, yeah,
It's
right.
the oil industry. It's not glitz and glam.
No,
it's
not at
straight
all.
up. We fish hard, and we fish all day.
Yep.
And we produce fish. We have the best fishery in this country, and that's no disrespect to Alaska, or Florida or South Carolina,
No, we do.
Southern California, or even Boston that you just came back from. So
I mean,
there's
look
no
at me. I'm
disrespect
from
by
Florida, and
yeah.
I
And
honestly
that's the point I'm trying to make. You're from Florida and you're here.
I legit thought I was gonna, some stuff happened, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna just maybe reopen the bed and breakfast down in the Keys, Key West. I had some connections down there. I'm like, all right, I can make this happen. Like, I got friends, got captains. Now I just gotta figure out how am I gonna make this work down in the Keys, and I don't know. Something brought me back to Louisiana. Like, it's just.
Because we actually know how to cook the fish that we catch.
Oh, okay. Now we're getting into the culture, guys.
Them's fighting words.
By the
sis.
way, when you come stay at the bed and breakfast, I do cook all Cajun meals. Even though I'm from Florida, I do like the gumbos, the etouffees, jambalaya, a crawfish and shrimp etouffee over your redfish that you just caught that afternoon. I mean, yeah, absolutely. It's
And
all about
Dennis,
that culture.
You made the gumbo today, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that gumbo.
What'd you think?
Yeah, that was awesome.
I've made better.
That was good.
I've made
It
better.
was very good.
So we'll cap Venice by saying this. Venice is the place where you go to fish and have a memory of a lifetime. If you want to go sightseeing, don't come to Venice.
No.
There's nothing wrong.
There's nothing. And everybody's like, oh, what do you mean by that? It's like, this is a destination for a true sportsman. You have to drive
You do.
Yeah.
for till the end of the earth to get down here. And that's what makes it so special.
We don't even have a grocery store. I travel 4 hours round trip just to go to the grocery store. And
Really?
Go all the way back to New
Yeah, I
Orleans.
guess you're right. You go back to New Orleans. Yeah.
And I spend 3 hours at the grocery store. This is an all-day affair.
Right.
I gotta go load up, come back down.
That's when you use Arctic ice, of course, to stick in your
People have been like, you
temperature.
can Amazon groceries to your house now. I'm like, I'm just gonna go get
Not
it.
down here. Oh, maybe not.
Man,
Maybe.
guys.
I don't know if I would trust Amazon to go this
No.
far.
I don't
They need some Arctic ice to be able to put, in
You know what we need, guys? Wi-Fi. I'm a YouTuber, and it is so hard to get high-speed, good Wi-Fi down here in Venice. It is horrible.
Most of it's satellite, I assume, isn't it?
It's all satellite.
Is that what this is here, I assume?
Yeah,
Or-
if we're yeah. It's
I was
satellite.
wondering why it was
It
like
has to be. So I'm 10 minutes from the marina at my house, and I did happen to get AT&T like Wi-Fi landline, but it's still really slow.
Really? Yeah.
So
Yeah, try to upload a
appreciate her
video.
YouTube uploads because they take 4 hours every time she does it.
By the
So
time
4 hours,
she starts
try 2
uploading,
days,
and by the
try
time
2
she goes
days.
makes groceries
2
and comes
days.
back, they just
The
finally
Instagram
posted.
video, took forever to upload because just to post with
Forever.
your phone,
It's so aggravating.
yeah,
I mean,
but-
and then you have no service. Guys, we're all out by the fire, right? Everybody looks at their phones and like, oh, I don't have service right here. I can't even Google this.
Okay, well, I'll just say this. I'm down. This is how bad it is, all right? And I'm Mr. Technology. Everybody knows me as that, okay? Even the guy from Saltwater Angler was like, yeah, you're like the tech guy. And I'm like, how did you figure? I don't know, because you've been on your phone.
you're
and
the
stuff.
only one that carries an iPad, your computer, and a battery pack for your phone during the events.
Right here, baby.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Right
I'm
here,
saying here,
baby.
Mr. Boy
You've
Scout,
seen
you
me
are
before.
prepared.
Now, I show up prepared, but I never have a dead phone, But I had some work to get done, and I was out in the cold. I was bundled up and everything for like an hour and a half down there while everybody else was drinking and carrying on, having fun, everything like that. One of the guides rolls through. He said, "You're one tough son of a gun, man. You're sitting out here in the cold." I mean, I'm like, to hear that from a Venice guide is pretty, He didn't say gun. He said anyway. But but it's just you I guess you eventually figure out in your case how to work through the technology stuff and everything. But man, it's
a pain in the butt.
It's worth the fishing though in a way. I mean it's just this is like the redfish mecca in a lot of cases. I've fished down here. The biggest redfish I've ever caught in my life have been at Venice.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh, me too. Yeah,
All day
48
long.
inches is my biggest.
Yeah, I think 42 is mine, and I was
I
down
beat
here.
you.
Oh, right, you did.
That's the only thing you're taller that had any kind of height advantage over. Let's just go ahead and clear that up right now.
All right, there's my signature laugh of this
The
podcast.
leaves
Steve.
aren't tickling him. It's the roots of the tree.
You've been waiting the whole podcast to say that, John.
John's so excited he said that he's smiling.
All of a sudden, there's peanuts that are thrown into
I
this
think
podcast.
he just Googled that.
Coming from the man drinking a strawberry alcoholic
Yeah, he's
beverage.
drinking
Hey,
strawberry
the
beer.
new height rule going in Louisiana for car seats? That's to be driving the car.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man.
I'm telling
like
you
a lot
guys,
of
it's
guys.
all guys.
No respect.
She says that, but she can hang with the best of them. I'm 99% positive. If you give her an angle, she will ride it till the death of you.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
they say
either
I'm one
that
of the
or a bottle of
guys.
Jack Daniel's honey.
Yeah, nightly. Hello.
We had to go buy another one today.
But-
We did. Actually, I'm sipping on it right now.
There you go. There you go. But I mean, and these events obviously are a lot of fun. We party and have fun and everything like that. But what this is really, a culmination of is some of the best media in Texas and beyond, in Louisiana and elsewhere, and a lot of the Southeast, United States,
And the best brands.
and some of the best brands that there are in the industry. I mean, that Frontier Sales and Marketing represents. And I mean, I'm just honored to be here. And Brad told me something that I felt really honored at last. At the Houston Fishing Show earlier this year, he was like, well, Dustin's kind of a fixture at this event. And I'm like, I'll just show up and create content,
Yeah.
I don't need to write and take it home. I'll just, do it while I'm here. And I honor you guys for what y'all done here. And I honor this place because this is kind of like special to me, every time. It's 9.5 hours for me from Central Texas where I'm driving from. So,
Hey, I drove from Florida. I drove 13 hours.
okay, you got to be beat. But
I came back and I was like,
cool.
I'm coming back for the event. Dennis like, show up. Okay, I'm coming.
But it's just one of those things that it's a special place. I mean, it's kind of a destination place if you've ever been. And my father-in-law is envious that I come down here because he was down here earlier this year and they went with another guide service and everything and went out and did some stuff. And he said, just how is the fishing so far? And I'm like, well, we haven't gone, so I don't know. But overall, it's just one of those things where I'm just continually like blessed to be able to even be around these people and come and do this thing. So I want to thank you guys again.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah, this is good.
It's a long drive, and we appreciate it because we wouldn't do it without your support, John's support, and all these other characters that we have running around this place right now.
Characters, yeah.
It is a cast of characters, and
That's cool.
It's like I was saying, it's a lot of work.
Right.
There's a lot to pull off, and like I said, people think we're crazy for actually trying to do this as reps. there's no other rep agency out there
No.
that tries to do
Not
this.
that I know of,
I mean,
no.
And to speak to that, I mean, the cool thing is I used to work for Frontier Sales, and that's how I got roped up into it. But if other brands want to be a part of it, they're not like closed just to their brands. They want people that support the industry, that want to be here. I mean, that's what's so cool about this event. It's the people that want to make the industry a better place and give good content and have a strategy for 2020 and be a part of it.
Yep.
And the truth about it is that this is all about the next generation. It's all about, media teaching kids and all that goes into the future of this as well, and the survival of our industry in fishing. And what's happened a lot of times with, I don't know, did I talk to you about it or did I talk to Dave about it? I'm trying to think about what's happening in bass fishing and stuff like that comparatively. It was you and that kind of stuff. And I wanted to get all into that in this show, but I basically, it's our youth and getting involved in that kind of stuff and having influencers like you, on the YouTube and the Instagram side is all part of our sport thriving in the future. Not just surviving, but being, something more.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a new generation, and I think it's a new era. I mean,
it really is.
Like Instagram, guys. I mean, I am a little bit older, and we didn't have Instagram 10 years ago. And I had to come up, out of the woodwork, and I'm competing against girls that are 21 years old. Yeah. And their little bikinis, and I'm like, I can do that too. Yeah. I mean, cool. It is a little bit of a struggle. There's difficulties, but where there's a will, there's a way. So yeah, I do feel like the Instagram, the YouTube, these influencers, I mean, we're making a change. There's a change. It's definitely changed. Social media is making a change.
It's definitely changed the way, we can go deeper into this later, but it's changed the way and the lifestyle. Fishing in the outdoors used to be like a thing your dad did.
Right. That's where I'm going with this.
Yeah, now it's, if you look at the brands, look at Grundens and the lifestyle brands, look at, Z-Man with the clothing and you go to the grocery store and you see a guy wearing an outdoor brand hat and everybody knows it. And
or whatever.
Everybody knows it and they associate it and they want to be a part of that lifestyle. And I think some of the kids that have never been introduced to it because their parents didn't do it don't know how to do it. Well, now with YouTube and Instagram and social media, it's available.
Yeah. And then I think a big part of it is to recruit new sportsmen and women
to keep them around.
Yeah.
And not just recruit, but you have to keep them into it
And women are intimidated because it's such a man's sport.
It is too, but you need people who support the industry who aren't going to talk down to people because they don't know an answer to a question or they're not sure. You have to, we need to recruit people and keep them in this industry because if not, it'll die. It'll die. So you can't be out there, bad-mouthing somebody because they don't have the same exact views as you or because they're not as experienced as you
or running a different brand or not the good high quality gear or whatever it is.
It's that way in hunting too.
It does
100%.
Well, it's hunting and fishing. It's the whole outdoor lifestyle. And I think that's one thing that all of us can say here is as long as people get out and they enjoy the outdoors, at the end of the day, what does it matter?
Yeah, use what you got. Yeah, you go with what you have. Yeah.
We don't have time to be bashing each other over little nitpick stuff. We need to all work together to better the industry, to
preserve it. So it's there for our kids. As
exactly.
corny as we've heard that, we heard our parents say it and we just laughed about it, but that's the truth. If nobody uses it, it goes away.
Yeah. And that's something that I talked to somebody about at this event. Even it's not just the next generation; it's 2 generations and 3 their generations after that. And that's something as a YouTube and an Instagram,
I have full plans. My children are going to be little. Can I say this? Badasses?
Yeah, sure you can. Yeah, that's fine.
They're going to be all involved. Absolutely. And I'm going to teach them from the day that they come out. Like, let's go. We are going hunting. We're going fishing. We're going diving. You are getting outside. I will lock you out the doors. If you want to come inside, you're not welcome.
That's right. No video games in this house.
It's all about. I mean, my dad always told me, he's like, go. Like, what do you got to do in here? Watch TV? Like, no,
Yeah,
absolutely
enjoy
not.
the outdoors. And that
Enjoy it.
If anybody's listening to this show, I try to give something philosophical at the end of every show, and basically just give some food for thought. If it's not just about catching and killing and getting the biggest and the best and the baddest, because that's what you can do down here, but it's not necessarily what you know.
You
what it's
can
all
do
about.
it down here, but no, absolutely not. It's actually more about just being out there.
It's more for the lifestyle for me.
It is the lifestyle. It is a lifestyle.
That's what I'm saying.
It
yeah.
is.
Yeah.
It's harvesting your own meat and your own fish and eating off the land and the water and just I don't know. It's a lifestyle.
That's where I'm going
to a
with
T.
that.
Like
Yeah,
it's not for everybody, but for those people that really enjoy the outdoors, I mean, it's for you. So.
And to the people that don't necessarily live in Texas, listen to this show, listen all over the world and definitely all over America. This is a destination spot, but I mean, it's not the only destination. If you have something at home that you can do, just to get out in the outdoors and enjoy God's creation.
Absolutely. I mean,
do
kayaking
it.
and all that stuff. Yeah,
it's
we
affordable now. I mean, it's not
Well,
like you
and
have
here,
to have a.
we don't necessarily have all that. I mean, it's
Right.
not like, hey, I'm going to rent a paddleboard and go paddleboard around Venice. No, we don't do that.
Nobody does
Somebody
that here.
actually emailed me the other day. They're like, hey, so can I, can we go hiking? I'm like, I literally
In the
about
swamp?
lost it. No, you don't hike in Venice. Sorry,
Yeah.
guys. You come down here to fish, you come down here to
Get
hunt,
in
but
a
like,
boat, yeah.
wherever you're at, like there's hiking and, kayaking and doing all that other thing, outdoor activities.
Yeah.
Absolutely get
Yeah.
involved.
I just encourage
because,
that. So
I mean, I think it's awesome.
yeah, I did encourage
Skiing
that a lot.
and, the snow and everything, like people that live up north.
What's snow?
What's wrong with
Yeah,
you?
we don't
What
have
is that
snow
snow?
here.
We
but-
almost
That's talking from
It
the
should
person
be
who has
snow.
5 layers on and it's 40 degrees outside.
Guys,
She's
I'm
just been-
I had
freezing.
5 layers
Like
on
my little
earlier.
hands are like popsicles right now.
That's funny.
Hey, Florida girl, look,
That's
telling you
awesome.
what.
Yeah, that's cool. So anything else to throw at this before we end today?
I want to thank all of our sponsors that make this event possible.
Absolutely.
From the great factories that we represent, like Akuma, Fishing Tackle, Fish Lab, Soft Steel, Garmin, Z-Man, Spro, Gamakatsu,
Bubba Blade.
Bubba Blade,
Nicole's Fishing Bed and Breakfast.
Shameless
Oh,
plug.
the best yeah,
Shameless
that
plug.
was weak. But no, Yeti and Camp Chef, all these companies that make this possible, because it's not easy to pull this off. And Home Run Charters, Captain John Pisa, over there checking his phone right now.
You get a signal in here? No, I'm just kidding.
He knows the sweet spot, And then we also, and I can't leave this out. We had our rep in North Texas, Tim, brought all of his bass buddies with him.
Yeah.
So we've got a bunch of Texas boys down here that've been here since Saturday, pre-fishing.
Pre-fishing, yeah.
Pre-fishing during absolutely perfect
Beautiful weather.
Sam's excited right now.
Smoking big ass.
That's okay.
Big old,
Big
old reds.
Big
old
Ed.
So those guys came down. They made that drive from the Dallas area to come down here and take all of our riders and our factory people fishing because they love to fish. They're not getting paid. They just love to fish.
That's cool.
They just fish, as Tim says.
Fish.
All right,
Let's go
that's
fishing.
enough of Dennis saying thank you 9,000 times to everybody. How about a round of applause for Dennis putting it all together? Because you call it.
Absolutely. Thank you,
call-
Dennis.
Hey,
We should have done a short clap, but
Shorter class.
Oh God.
but we got one left. But I think from the brand standpoint, it's. I think there's the work that's seen. Like as brands, we put together stuff and we have displays and we have new products and all that other stuff.
Right.
But to organize all these people, oh my God, look at all that
Oh
food.
my gosh, you guys, I'm. That
Hey,
food
hey,
smells
hey,
so
on your
conversation when you
a yum yum yum.
We're getting ready to eat.
I don't think
here.
you smell the girl.
Oh my god.
All right, can we end it now?
Yeah, I
we
gotta go
can.
eat. I'm sorry.
Hungry. I got food.
All right. Thank you guys so much for watching, reading, and listening. Have an awesome day in the outdoors.
Who dat? Go Saints.